Greg and I, ever since I worked with him for the first time, we've always been trying to push the envelope, always take it another step further, never settle for what we're doing, always trying to make things better. And of course, we jump right on the new PA. Of course, we want to be out there at the front line, see how far we can push this one.
So we go to the Tacoma Dome. We have maps of every one of these rooms. Simon uses a very sophisticated computer program to map the room and to decide how we're going to approach and attack the room in that given day. And so we do our due diligence, we do our homework, and it's when the band comes out, it's just like, yes, this is why we're here. This is what all the work paid off for. So Tacoma Dome, a very reverberant room. It's round, it's a dome. It is awful sounding, and we came away from there with, I want to say, one of our best shows so far. And so for me, that means when we go into one of my favorite buildings, like this building or the Madison Square Garden, there's a couple of them in this country that are just stunning. I'm going to be like a kid in a candy store. I was really looking for a system that allowed a room to breathe and allowed Simon to create an atmosphere inside the room instead of overpowering the room or not having the tools to manipulate the room while the people are in the building. So from the console point of view, I'm able to bring the level down and we can hear the people singing with the environment of the PA system. It's non-reflective. It has so many attributes, I could spend hours talking about it. It allows us to really mix a live rock show now.
The general approach as far as our homework goes and how we're going to tackle each environment is not going to change. The beauty of this new PA is that it is so consistent on a daily basis if you put your hours in the morning. And that's where, like EQing a PA in a traditional sense starts. It's where does it go? How does it get pinned? How does it get aimed? How does it get controlled? And the few times with other acts I had this PA in a shed or go from a big venue into a smaller venue, this PA scales down and stays true to its sound like nothing I've ever used before. So there is very little that we do on the EQing side each and every day. We're getting it really, really close just by aiming it, pinning it, trimming it correctly, shading it correctly. And the rest is environment stuff. Certain rooms have certain frequencies that are not in favor of what we're trying to do, so they have to be tamed. But in general, we hardly do anything to it day by day, electronically.
Because the console is letting us directly flow the sounds that we're hearing on stage through special microphones that I've decided to get that sound with, and the console just hands it to the PA. I've mixed on every console. I don't want to name names, but you know the names. This is an amazing experience for me after all these years.
I mean, I can give you, I guess, one, maybe two little examples on how accurate the control is with the combination of this console and this PA. In production rehearsals back in Omaha, I had Greg sitting in a chair and he had his eyes closed. And I was moving a filter that we were talking about, how much of it really needs or if it's needed at all. And I was going up and down in a dB scale in half dB steps, and he heard every single one of them.
With my eyes closed, so I couldn't tell what he was doing.
In the Tacoma Dome, as I start my routine and I verify the time alignment of the low end and everything, I moved something a half a millisecond or a millisecond, and he jumped out of his seat going, that's it. That it produces the control. I don't find the right word for it. It's ridiculous. It really is.
So that means the total latency path is so right from everything I do. And you know I've been a plug-in nut. So all of that is off the table now. I'm mixing like I mixed when I first started as a kid.